Hello, everybody. We're so excited to be debuting a new feature here tonight. My name is Adam Pohl, and this is the Greater Crofton Chamber of Commerce podcast. We're looking to do this a few times a month and talk to and feature some of the great businesses of our area. I'll be a host in this show. I work for GrafCom. We are a local marketing agency hoping to help make your marketing efforts both more effective and efficient. And today, my co-host is Mia Anderson. Mia, how are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Mia.
I'm a realtor for Berkshire Hathaway PenFed Realty in Annapolis. I'm in the business of helping people move and find the best home for them.
And Mia and I are both on the Crofton Chambers board, and we are excited to be doing this. And Mia, we're excited for our first guest, Don Risher of one of the great companies of our area in Belair Engineering.
Hi, Don. Welcome.
Good to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Don, it's funny that we're talking right now because I just had you guys in here at my house at the Pohl residence. We just got a new water heater here a few weeks ago. So thank you so much. And that's something I know we're going to talk about a lot of different things about this era, that you guys have been through and everything. But that is something that could be an issue. It's good to get ahead of that, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people call in and help. I got 3 inches of water in my basement. I was away for a 4-day weekend. And it's crazy. It's like the water heater knows you're away.
What's funny about that is that happened when I was 5 years old. We had to stay at my aunt's for a week due to that when I was a kid. So
it's horrible. You don't want to go through it. Ask anybody that's been through it. They won't want to go through it again. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, Don, tell us a little bit about Belair Engineering overall, how you guys got started, and a little bit about the background of the company.
Yeah, this is our 58th year. We were started in 1962. Debbie's dad, my wife's father, started the firm back in '62 when Bowie was, even before it was called Bowie, it was called Belair at Bowie, with the Belair Mansion and all. That's where Belair came into play. Again, we started in 1962, started doing gutters at first because none of these Levitt homes had gutters, and then it morphed into humidifiers and then heating and air conditioning. And now we're a mid-sized firm. We have about 50 people on staff. We do heating and air conditioning, gas fireplaces, standby generators, and plumbing as well. Pretty much all residential. And really just the Bowie Crofton zip codes. I went to a convention one time and the teacher was saying, you're going to do 80% of your business in 3 zip codes. So I was dying to get home. Sure enough, 20715, 20716, and 21114 were our 80% of our business. So
wow.
Yeah, that's it. And the nice thing is we don't have a whole lot of windshield time. One of the good side effects is that we're close in. So a lot of our calls are down the street or several blocks over. So that's kind of a nice side effect.
So just the other week, you saved one of my closest friends. They were without heat and they're like, who do I call? And I'm like, Belair Engineering will be out there promptly because you are right here in our community. So it's always great to know the people to call when it's getting chilly in the house fast.
Yeah, we realize too that we're a right now type of firm, but people need us. It's often 30 degrees out or 100 degrees out, and we understand that. We really want to try to help people out and get them comfortable as soon as possible, and again, I answer the phones all the time, even though we've got, like I said, 50 people on staff. I love to answer the phones because that's kind of where the rubber meets the road, and I get the unsanitized beat on the street, as I like to call it, so nothing gets swept under the rug. That's for sure. But we're really caring. I mean, Debbie is just, super caring. When they say people before profits, she lives it, breathes it, and she is it. I mean, there's no question about it. We really want to help our clients. By doing so, it helps us. Yeah.
How was this time? I mean, this is such a unique time, but in the same regards, people are in their homes, they're looking around and, saying, how can we make my home better? How has this COVID era affected your business?
You know, it's kind of crazy. We had a banner year in 2020. Uh, the prior to COVID, the prognosticators in our business were saying that 2005 was a monster year. And they were speculating that 15 years later, the average cycle for heating and air conditioning would be 2020 was going to be a great year. And sure enough, it was. We people were home. They didn't go on vacation. It was just a lot of factors came about that really helped our business tremendously. So yeah, we had a band, and it was crazy. As soon as I heard about COVID and all, I made a goal that I wanted 2020 to surpass 2019. And we did so. And I really wanted to just do it for the bragging rights, you know what I mean? But it manifested, and we're really super happy that that it was a banner year for us. I know there's a lot of businesses out there, and my heart goes out to entertainment. My friend owns a bowling alley and a sports bar down in Lauderdale, and he tells me it's not a good time to be in the entertainment business. And
Right.
yeah, I mean it's so there. There's a lot of people hurting out there. I understand that. And again, we did have a really good year. So, the one thing that I think we is getting products, spare parts across the board in a lot of different sectors. Having problems getting spare parts and equipment in was a challenge for us. And it was across the board. I belong to a consortium of contractors across the country, and we share ideas and problems and solutions and such. And a lot of people were commenting they were having issues getting products and such. But you just got to kind of roll with the punches. It's what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Yeah.
So I know what it looks like for me as a realtor going into people's homes in the community. Tell me what that looks like for you and your service providers as you guys head into families' homes, just so our viewers can know that they can call you guys and they're gonna be protected and safe. Tell us what that looks like.
Oh yeah, we follow all the CDC protocols. The masks, the gloves, the booties. We do ask kind of a phone screen, is everybody okay? I'm pleased to report we didn't have any COVID, going through our building or anything of that nature. Knock on wood, really, we kind of mask up here in the office. Yeah, knock on wood, it hasn't really hit us. And I'm kind of a realist. I figured it probably would,
Right.
but lo and behold, so far so good, and I'm hoping that as soon as the vaccines come out and all, I'll certainly get one, and everybody else, because I want to go out on vacation, and but, you know it's good. I'm an avid reader, and I read a lot, and I did read about pandemics and all prior to this one, and I was kind of surprised. I wasn't surprised that this one came through. I knew it was just a question of time before
Right.
we were hit with something, and thankfully it could have been a lot worse. Of course, I had my Uncle Joe. He passed away from the COVID. My Aunt Karen and my Uncle Joe were both in the hospital together. She was discharged. He wasn't, and he wouldn't go on the ventilator, and he passed away. And he was a wonderful, wonderful guy. I'm going to miss him. He was up in Ohio area, but yeah, it's certainly hit home. But I still haven't talked to my aunt. She was having trouble breathing. They were married for 46 years, so it really was it was a don't want to bring a big downer on the show, but yeah, it's definitely has consequences, no question. So we take them very serious, and we had a lot of clients that called in and said, hey, I'm quarantining, I can't receive any guests or anything. So we had a lot of cancellations, people having to deal with it. So it was nice that they were come forward and let us know that they were having issues and being safe for everyone.
Don, tell us about the growth of this area. I mean, obviously, you guys have been in the chamber for a long, long time. The chamber being around since 1989, but for your business being around even much longer, I mean, it's obviously helped your business to see the growth of Crofton.
Oh yeah, yeah. I always comment. I grew up in Crofton. We moved to
Mhm.
Crofton when I was 6 years old. So back then there was no internet. Thank God. And I would go out and ride my bicycle everywhere and go in the woods and play around and everything. And all the woods that I played in are gone. Their houses are there now. So I have a fond memories of playing in the woods that again are no longer there. And uh, the place has grown tremendously. So uh, I I've always had to like maintain. I wish that Crofton would become a city.
Mhm.
And I talked to some politicos, and they didn't necessarily share in my thoughts. But I truly believe that it would be a good thing. But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, it's helped us out with a lot of business, a lot more homes. I go by the edict of eyeballs. It's all about the eyeballs. And about 15 years ago, I was at a class, and this guy, he was a dressmaker, completely out of my sector, and he said, you need to run your company like a sales and marketing outfit that just happens to do HVAC. And it was like one of those Beavis and Butthead moments where the light bulb kind of explodes, and it was one of those moments for me. And it's like, he's right. It is. It's all about the eyeballs, So
Mhm.
I've been tenaciously and fanatically going after eyeballs, as however that represents it, whether it be a van or pay per click or direct mail, or however you're in marketing. Exactly what I'm talking about. And
Exactly.
eyeballs cause the phone calls. And that's why
Mhm.
yours truly might be answering that phone call. But,
No doubt about it.
yeah.
Don, you got to tell us because you've been going into people's houses for years and years and years. You probably have some crazy tales.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what is the wild? What's a wild story that's told? That might still be deemed kosher. That is told. Around the Belair offices from yesteryear.
you know yeah, I've heard some zany ones. The one story that I heard, uh, uh, that a guy was up in an attic. Okay, he was putting a system in, and sometimes these sheets of metal they come rolled up, and they have like a zip tie type of thing, and he severed it, and it kind of flayed out and cut his throat. Right? Yeah,
Oh,
and he fell through the roof, fell through the ceiling. Okay, so he fall in the master bedroom. The husband is in the master bedroom and sees this guy coming, down into his room. Okay, and he go, he goes to and somehow like the guy with the throat with it, he kind of punched the guy. It was crazy scene. Well, he wasn't with our company at the time, but I heard this and I'm like, man, that is just yeah, some of the tales that
that's one hell of a Tuesday.
what's
Yeah.
that?
That's one hell of a Tuesday.
I'm telling you, that's that was yeah, that was some crazy stories. But you hear a lot of a lot of crazy stories and all. Yeah, there's a lot of craziness out there for sure, and
I love it.
getting crazier by the year. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Wild.
Well, Don, as we wrap up, I wanted to give you a chance to tell, once again, as you mentioned at the beginning, you have such a broad array of services. So I wanted to give you a chance here. People are going to be seeing this here in the very near future. So to talk about some of the things that you're seeing, or maybe some tips, for those that are watching here locally.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be delighted. Yeah, basically, indoor air quality is, 75% of your time is spent indoors,
Mhm.
and indoor air enhancement, indoor air quality is best achieved by three different appliances. One, you got to have a good air filter. Because those little 1-inch filters, we call those boulder stoppers. They're just there to stop the from the motors getting all fuzzy and all. They're really not there to do a whole lot for your indoor air quality. Again, they're there to protect the motors. So having a good 4-inch air filter, if it'll work in your application, certainly something to do. Number two, a good germicidal UV light. One, it helps the coils stay clean. Two, it also puts out oxygen ions, which help sanitize surface areas and all. And these germicidal lights have been shown to kill the COVID-19. I'm pleased to report that they're killing them very easily too. So not only are they effective, but they're highly effective. So that's kind of one positive thing in this regard. These UV germicidal lights. Also the humidifier, especially at this time of the year. If you don't have a humidifier, you're probably feeling it. I mean, if you look at your thumbs, you can see the cracks and all that are on your thumbs. That's what your body sacrifices to the humidity gods, is areas of your body that it can. Just absolutely brutal. The air coming out of a furnace is like 9 to 16%. The desert is 24. It's just absolutely brutal inside your home.
Really?
Yeah. Our office today.
The air out of your furnace is drier than desert air.
Yes. It's amazing. Wow. It just absolutely brutal. You can probably feel it too if you don't have a good humidifier.
Right.
Humidifiers aren't set it, forget it. You really have to have them looked at before the season. And right now, January 15th to February 15th, coldest, driest parts of the year. This is when you really need a humidifier badly. We're getting a lot of calls from our clients saying, hey, humidifier, help, from many different clients. So I'm seeing these calls that I'm answering. They're happening. One thing I wanted to talk about too is water in the ductworks. I don't know if you guys have heard this. As a real estate agent, Mia, you probably have. If you haven't, you probably will. Water in the ductworks, especially with these levitt homes where the ducts are kind of poured into the slab. What's happened a lot of times, and I've given this over the years, is to clean out your downspouts and gutters and make sure they're clean and diverting the water away from your home and downstream from your home. And also to make sure your neighbors aren't pointing their downspouts towards your house as well. And then an earthen berm if need be to help that water away. Back in the day, I heard stories where they would take hoses in the wintertime and put the hose in the vent and fill it up with water, to help humidify the house.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, it is. It's some old school stuff, no question. One thing I recommend to all my clients too is leave the doors open, the interior doors open. Back in the day, they used to have that little window above the door, to passage air because if you shut the door, you're not getting a return air. It's kind of like inhaling and exhaling. You really need to inhale, to be able to exhale, and return air is notoriously bad in HVAC systems. So anything you can do is going to help. There used to be where I'd shut off a room. That's old school thought. Nowadays, leave that room open, leave the vents open. A lot of these levitt homes have dampers. They're not the easiest thing to find, but some houses you're able to push the air either up or first floor or second floor or front of the house, back of the house. That helps. The best thing to do is just have a friend there and say, okay, do you feel more now? Do you feel more less? And kind of have a little a tag team, the air moving throughout your home with the dampers. Also the ceiling fans, putting those clockwise, in the wintertime in a low setting is going to help your cause. Again, changing the filters. Heat is the enemy of your HVAC system. You definitely want to try to keep that air flowing, because it's air cooled as well. We also do standby generators as well. That's, it's funny. We may get maybe 1 or 2 calls a week, if a weather event hits, we get 100 calls a day,
Yeah.
1 a week to 100 a day. It's amazing, so, it's also like the kiss of luck. Once we put a generator in the home, it's like the power never goes out again. It's like getting a snow blower and it never snowing, we also do gas fireplaces as well, which this is certainly the season now for them. Gas hearth is just 4 months out of the year. It's not some big, huge industry people envision, we don't get a whole lot of calls in July about gas hearth, but,
yeah, no doubt.
But of course, that's when we're making our money on the air conditioning. So, that's what I wanted to talk about. The those are some of the areas. If you guys have any questions specifically, I'd be delighted to field them and help you out anyway.
Well, Don,
just from that. That's incredible.
I know, seriously. Well, Don, we really, really appreciate it. Being on our first show. Vince Scully, the longtime Dodgers broadcaster, said one time in the 1988 World Series, Game 1, he said, "Not bad for an opening act." So I think we did pretty good. What do you think, Mia?
Outstanding.
Don, thank you so much for everything. And you know what? We'll be posting this. If you have any questions for Don and for Belair Engineering, you can do is you can leave it in our comments on our Facebook page, and we'll send them off, and Don will help, be able to help you guys out and take care of it. But Don, thank you so much. Mia, thanks for being with us. This was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Great time.
All right, folks, this has been the Greater Crofton Chamber Podcast, episode numero uno. We hope you enjoyed it. Have a great week, everybody.